in this address. Now, coming to your questions that we have received until now. For example, in the beginning, we have received a question concerning a PhD candidate who is a PhD and will finish his defense after the submission deadline, probably in March. So, as it is stated in the call document, as long as the defense, the PhD defense takes place during after 6 months of the submission deadline, it is okay for us, and then the candidate is eligible. But this is important that the candidate clearly mentions, and also we also ask for a certification from the supervisor that the PhD will finish his PhD in a period at the maximum 6 months from the submission deadline. And then this candidate should apply as a postdoctoral student. It is he's no more a PhD student. The second question concerns the approximately date that the results will be announced. Yes, as we have already said, more or less it will be in July 2025. We can't give an exact date. It depends on many parameters. What legal documents are needed for Bulgarian residency? Yeah, as we said, a certification from a legal entity, from an official service, from the municipality, from the university, from the police, or from any other official service, public service that can certify that the candidate resides permanently in Bulgaria. Then, concerning the diplomas, if they need legalization or not, we ask for an official translation. For example, an official translation from an official from an office, from a lawyer. I think that the legalization doesn't come necessarily with this translation, but what we need is an official translation. So the candidates, if a candidate just translated his diplomas alone, this is not acceptable. We need an official translation. How can I share the outcomes of my PhD research with the scientific community and industry in Switzerland? As in every other country, through scientific publications, through articles in press, or if you come here, maybe there are also some conferences, some workshops in the universities. Anyway, if you come here, you will be more connected and linked to the scientific community and to the academic institution, so you will be aware of all the possibilities that exist. What type of research and discoveries from projects are most valued in this program? There is no specific thematic preferred. As it is already stated in the call document, the call is open to all research disciplines, and then it is always the case that people choose their research objectives, and then they apply since there is not something specific that it is asked. Then I continue. What postdoctoral or work opportunities are available in Switzerland? And then are there mentoring programs that connect Swiss and Bulgarian researchers with PhD students for career development? I think that we have already answered these questions during our first event. When you come here, I think that you will be connected with the career center of your host institution, and then you will see all the possibilities that exist for this institution. In any case, there are every institution has its career center, its PhD association, the information desk. So once you are here, you will know about all these opportunities available in Switzerland. How to find a host? This turns out to be a very difficult task. I would like just to propose you to put in your browser, for example, the 2 or 3, 5 keywords of your research, and then universities in Switzerland, and then you will already get some laboratories or universities which are working in this domain. Yes, or otherwise you can choose, for example, the Polytechnic School of Lausanne, for example, and then you can go to its internet site, and then you will find all the laboratories and all the sections, the research sections, and then among them you can choose which one fits best to your research background. So normal research, I mean, not something very particular. Finally, shall we know in advance the amount of the granted salaries and how exactly will it be calculated? So, as I have already shown in the MES-NSF platform, we give as a SNSF the salary ranges. If I remember well, for the doctoral students, it is between 50 and 55, and for the doctoral student, for the postdoctoral student, between 80 and 100,000, and then candidates should take contact with their research institution and ask them, for example, for a doctoral student, what is the salary given for a first or a second year PhD student. For example, there are institutes that they give 50,000 for the first year, or 55, 52 for the first year. It depends on the town and then the institute. But anyway, if you don't know, and then if you don't have time to contact the research, your research, the host institution, you can, if you are a PhD student, you can put even 50,000, and then it will be okay. We will come back to you again, or we will contact again the research institution. There will be no problem with that. Yes, I think that was all from my side. I tried to say everything very quickly, so that we can have time for your questions, and then discuss if something is still not clear for you, and how we can help you with your application.
Thank you. We have a question in the chat.
Yes.
The question is, what is planned for a female scientist with small kids? Can we change the duration due to family issues? For example, if we apply for 1 year, can we shorten it to 6 months?
Yes, it is said that, for example, the minimum period is 6 months. So it is fine. If you come only for 6 months, it is okay. So there is no problem.
That's perfect. Thank you for being so concise with the answers of the questions. Yes, we have the same question again, I think. What is planned with for female scientists with small kids? Yes.
So there are two. Yes, I think that there are also allocations. I think that also the salary, the social contributions. There are also family allocations for female candidates with kids, and then in them when you apply, when you submit your application, you should include in the application that you have kids, and then it will be taken into account for your salary. Yes.
Sounds wonderful. Yes, thank you. Any other questions? The floor is open for anyone. You can ask your questions on Slido. You've received the link. You can ask. Submit your questions here as comments, and you can also chime in. Just to raise your virtual hand, and I will give you the floor.
I would like if if you have time now that we are all gathered here, I would like to invite you to tell us if you have encountered some problems with your application, etc. So that I would be happy to discuss with you. Is there anybody that would like to share his or her experience, or not from the participants?
Excuse me. I
Hello.
have one question.
Yes, hello.
Hello. I want to ask you. I finished my PhD degree 2016, and I ask you. I can participate in the program.
Yes, so you see, there are also there is exception. Yeah, from this rule you can be exempted, but you need to go to this document of the general implementation, and then you can find if you belong to one of the categories. For example, if you had kids, or if you were taking care of person of your family, and then if it is not clear for you, you can also write to us in the address sciex@snf.ch and give us information, and then we will respond to you how you can proceed.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much.
Great. So does anybody else would like to share his or her experience with the platform or the our services? If the call document is clear, if the presentation was clear, or if you have if you had other challenges encountered, or it would be nice also for us to have it feedback. How do you feel about all what we were saying? Because I imagine that if there is no other question, everything is clear.
Hello, can I ask a question?
Yes, please.
I would like to ask if I can participate in the program if I finish my PhD degree, but did not defend my thesis yet.
So when are you going to defend your thesis?
I said it to my supervisor, and I hope after the holidays next year, January or February, to have some feedback from her.
Yeah, as long as you defend your thesis in a period of 6 months after the submission deadline, it is fine for us. So maybe you can discuss also with your PhD supervisor and let him or her know that you would like to apply for SCIEX, and then there is this rule of 6 months. So maybe you can program and plan your thesis during these 6 months after the submission deadline. So
but can I participate as a PhD student?
If you defend your thesis in March, for example, or in May, the only option is that you apply as a postdoctoral student. If your PhD will finish, you will have already defended your thesis in March or in May, for example. So in September you will be no more PhD student. So,
but if there are some difficulties and I could not manage to finish it in this time, can I participate as a PhD student, or I should finish my PhD?
Look, so I would like to invite you to send us an email if you encounter some problems about that, and then we can discuss that at that time. But the best option is to finish your thesis and then apply as a postdoctoral student, because if you have already done the work for the PhD, so you will come here for what? For a PhD again, or for if the PhD program has already finished in May, for example, or in June, you will work on what here, and then you you would need also to finish and defend your thesis after, for example, the 2 years that you will be here. So you won't work in, finally, if you come here, you won't work in your PhD program. You will work in something different. So it will be a postdoc. You understand my point of view?
Okay, so it's not suitable for me now to make a submission. What do you want?
I think so. Please send us an email so that we can discuss more in detail about that. And then I would I would invite you to discuss with your PhD supervisor to see if you can submit your thesis and defend your thesis during these 6 months of the after the submission deadline. But please send us an email and then we can discuss it more in detail.
Okay, thank you so much for the answers. And also, I would want to share my experience. I sent some emails to a host institution, but no one replied yes. Still didn't have a response.
You sent, but did you contact directly the host institute, not the professor?
The host institute, yes. Scientists that work on the topic that I'm interested in.
You contact the scientist directly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. From my experience, I think that you need to send more emails. Sometimes the emails go to spam folders, or they receive so many mails, so maybe they just overlooked it, or they didn't have time to respond it. So I would invite you to send, 1 or 2 emails again, and then if he or she doesn't respond, maybe you could search for somebody else.
Thank you.
This is this is what I would do actually.
Okay, thanks so much.
So as not to lose the to submission deadline.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Kyriaki, could you please write the email for future questions in the chat?
Yeah, somebody already
Be
did that.
visible
I just
forever.
put it in the chat, yes.
Good. Great. Yes. So is there any other question? Yeah, I would like to motivate you because there is a unique opportunity for you, I think, to come here to Switzerland to an institution with good facilities, and it would be a very nice international experience for all, potential doctoral and postdoctoral students. And we would be happy to evaluate your proposal. So there is another question: how many projects are going to be funded? This also depends also to the duration of the projects. Let's say that's between 15 and 20 projects. But also this depends to the duration of the project, because there can be projects from 6 until 2 years, for example, for 6 months until 2 years. So this was the last question. No other response or experience. Everything is clear, so nice. I'm happy.
We have no other questions on Slido either.
Okay.
So,
but anyway, we are we are here for you. You can write your emails in and your questions and your doubts also in this address, and then we will try to respond as soon as possible. Of course, from next week we have the holidays, and then this might be a bit difficult. We won't be able to respond to you, but then afterwards, in January, when we will come back, we will take care of all the questions and messages that we will have received during the holidays period. Good.
Okay. Well, if that's all the questions we've got for today, maybe we can wrap this meeting up. But if there are any additional questions, concerns, anything, if
Yes.
they surface anytime, email either Kyriaki, me, our colleagues at the ministry, or you can also type your questions and submit them on Slido. It will remain open and we'll check it regularly. We'll answer the questions. Maybe we can arrange a different meeting in January if there are
There are
any
still
more
questions and
Yes,
problems, of course. Yeah, yes. So this
absolutely.
could be also an option, of course. Yeah. If
Yeah.
there is an interest also, yeah, I see that there are 14 people. So it means that yeah, there is an interest, and then candidates are still working on their applications.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Thank you, Kyriaki, for giving us your time of day, and to everyone that joined us today. And have a good rest of the day, basically, and
Thank you all.
good winter break. Yeah.
Thank you all, and then happy holidays.
Happy holidays.